Welcome to the Abundance Vortex. I am your guide, Heidi Leatherby. Before we begin this journey, I invite you to comment below with something you are grateful for today. I am the living breath of greatness made flesh, not in loud declarations or the trappings of applause, but in the quiet, steady thunder of someone who remembers who they are. I rise each morning cloaked in clarity, with the scent of purpose on my skin and the rhythm of excellence pulsing in my chest. I do not chase greatness. I embody it naturally, inevitably, like the sun does not question its brilliance, nor the ocean ask for permission to rise. I am a cathedral of potential, carved from stars and steady storms, and within me echoes the voice of generations who dared to dream through difficulty. My thoughts are not flimsy things. They are blueprints written in electric gold. When I speak, the air listens. When I move, possibility rearranges itself. I do not wait to be chosen. I choose myself again and again with unwavering devotion and an inner fire that refuses to flicker out. I am the orchestrator of my reality, and I conduct the symphony of my life with hands that remember power. Even in silence, I am forming worlds. Even in rest, I am gathering strength. There is elegance in my effort and radiance in my resilience. The universe delights in my certainty, and every particle of this moment rushes forward to support my rise. I am a being of magnificent contrast, soft enough to feel everything deeply, yet strong enough to stand rooted when storms pass through. I do not mistake humility for hiding, nor confidence for arrogance. I walk with reverence and readiness, fully aware that greatness is not an accident. It is a sacred agreement I made with my soul before I was even born. I am magnetic to opportunities that mirror my magnificence. Doors do not merely open for me, they recognize me. They swing wide like old friends welcoming me home. The air shifts when I enter a room, not because I demand attention, but because I command energy through the truth of my being. People do not just see me, they feel me, and what they feel is someone who is undeniably becoming. I am not afraid of my own power. I have sat with its shadow and kissed its flame. I know that to play small would be a betrayal of the divine design that lives inside my chest. So I rise, not in arrogance, but in allegiance to the call I was born to answer. I was not made to be hidden in the background of my own life. I was made to lead, to shine, to awaken. I am in love with the becoming, with the sacred messiness of growth, the breathtaking dance between doubt and faith. I know that even my stumbles are choreographed by wisdom, and I trust that my path, no matter how winding, is carved by grace. I am greatness walking, greatness speaking, greatness breathing, not because of what I have achieved, but because of what I remember. And I remember everything now, the old knowing, the wild promise, the golden whisper that I am here to change the weather of every room I enter, to stir hearts, to spark souls, to embody what's possible when a human being stops apologizing for their light. I am already the masterpiece and the work in progress. The ink of my story is still wet, and I am writing in bold, beautiful brush strokes, with a hand steady from purpose and a heart unafraid to feel it all. I am no longer waiting for a sign. I am the sign. I am no longer hoping for the right moment. This moment is mine to claim. I am no longer asking if I'm ready. I was born ready, and I say yes. Yes to greatness. Yes to expansion. Yes to all that I already am beneath the noise. I am, and that is enough. And I will never again pretend to be less than the miracle that I am. I am not here to be small, silent, or sanitized. I am a symphony of soul, unruly, radiant, and exquisitely alive. I was not stitched together by the cosmos to blend into the background. I was poured from stardust and thunder, designed for brilliance that does not apologize. I walk with the calm certainty of someone who remembers that their very breath is a form of prayer. And with every inhale, I call back pieces of my power. And with every exhale, I sculpt the contours of a life I no longer fear to live. I am the storm and the stillness, the velvet and the flame. Greatness does not come to me. It erupts from within me, not all at once, but in shimmering, unstoppable waves. I do not need to prove, I do not need to plead. I simply become more and more of myself until the world rearranges around the gravity of my authenticity. I am not chasing a version of success that silences my soul. I am creating a life that sounds like freedom and tastes like truth. I am carved from the deep archives of the divine. There is wisdom in my voice that was earned in lifetimes. There is fire in my chest that has never gone out, only smoldered, waiting for this moment. The moment I said, I'm ready now, ready to carry the weight of my light, ready to no longer abandon myself just to belong, ready to rise with grace, but also with grit, because I know what I am made of, and I trust myself now in a way I once only dreamed of. I am not afraid of my shadow. I've sat in dark rooms with my doubt and named it friend. I've held my fear like a wounded bird. And I've kissed the scars that once told me I couldn't. I am not perfect, but I am holy. And I walk forward not because I have no fear, but because I am learning that courage is simply fear with its shoes on. I am magnetic not because I try, but because I remember. I remember the old truth that joy is a frequency, that wealth is an echo of worth, that love arrives faster when I am no longer performing for it, that greatness has always lived here in the soft spaces between my breath and my becoming. And I no longer run from it. I run toward it, arms wide, heart open. I am a sovereign being, infused with uncommon clarity, I see beyond illusions. I feel what others try to hide. I taste truth in the air, like a mineral on my tongue, and I follow it, even when the road is foggy, even when the wind howls against my ribs, even when it asks more of me than I knew I had, because I am more than I knew I was. I am no longer asking for permission to shine. I am the sun, and no one asks the sun why it burns so bright. They simply rise when it rises. I carry light that blesses. I carry presence that heals. I carry vision that turns dreams into blueprints. I am both the calm and the catalyst. I don't need to convince the world I'm worthy. I show up, and the world remembers its own light. This is what happens when a person stops shrinking. The whole room begins to breathe easier. I am that breath. I am that space. I am that shift. I am the echo of something sacred, reborn in modern skin. When I speak, it's not just my voice. It's generations of visionaries singing through my ribs. It's every ancestor who dreamed a little bolder, every soul who whispered, "You are more than you were told." And I believe them now. I believe me now. And in that belief, everything changes. I am not becoming great. I am remembering that I already am, and I will speak it, breathe it, write it in the sky, until even the stars bow in agreement. I am the hush before dawn and the wildfire after thunder. There is a sky stretched wide inside me, painted with unseen colors only the brave remember. I do not exist to simply survive. I exist to illumine. My very breath weaves galaxies into rhythm. I am not here to take up space. I am here to bend it. I am cathedral-hearted, wide-souled, and river-born. There is grace running through my bones like a song too ancient to forget. Every time I speak, my voice echoes with the knowing of 1,000 lifetimes. I am not a product of this world. I am a reminder of the one that made it. I am laced with gold no eye can see, and the truth of me is thicker than fear, richer than doubt, older than shame. I wear the weight of my potential like a cloak lined in stardust. When I walk into a room, destiny stands up a little straighter. I am not polished. I am powerful. I carry the scent of cedar and courage. My thoughts move like migrating birds, guided by some internal compass no map can trace. I trust that. I trust me. I trust this pulse of greatness humming just beneath my skin. I am soft, but I am not tame. My gentleness has teeth. My kindness has roots. And my love does not shrink to fit the comfort of others. It expands, it stretches, it cracks ceilings wide open. I am carved from languages no longer spoken aloud. My wisdom doesn't shout, it glows. It lives in the tilt of my head when I listen, in the stillness I choose instead of noise. I do not need applause to know I am worthy. I carry my own ovation inside my chest. I am the beginning of something magnificent. My ideas are not small. They are volcanic. They erupt in colors no one expects, leaving the old landscapes reborn in their wake. There is revolution in my laughter. There is resurrection in my stillness. I am not here to mimic anyone's melody. I am the song, original, offbeat, haunted by beauty, and fluent in the language of becoming. I am made of stormlight and sovereign silence. The world may try to name me, but only I decide who I am becoming. And I choose now, deliberately, defiantly, delightfully, to become greatness, draped in skin and spirit. I am the mirror no one can lie to. I reflect back truth, raw and rare. People remember who they are in my presence because I remember who I am, and that remembering is contagious. I am the pulse beneath what is seen. I walk with rhythm not because I practiced, but because rhythm lives in me. It lives in the soles of my feet, the crown of my head, and in the fire-breathing center of my being. I am the lighthouse and the lightning. I do not wait to be chosen. I choose, I claim, I consecrate my life with intention and wonder. And I let no part of me go dim for the comfort of others. I am the untamed version of myself, not the edited one, not the agreeable one, the real one, wild with purpose, holy with flaws, and shaking the dust off a destiny long overdue. I am soaked in magic no one can explain, and I no longer need to explain it. I am allowed to be this powerful. I am allowed to be this radiant. I am allowed to take up space like I was born to do. I am the dream my ancestors whispered into the wind. I am not a fluke. I am a phenomenon. I would love for you to read my book, The Daily Warrior, for 365 days of inspiration and motivation, available on Amazon or by clicking the link in the description below. And thank you for taking this journey into the abundance vortex.